Hey, everybody. Happy Monday, November 23rd. Let's make sure I got everything working here. I got my comments. If you're here, please say hello. And I'm going to turn on our November host code. I'm late. What else is new? I was calling in a prescription for my mother. I don't know. Some of you might know that my mother is in the, she was in the hospital. She's now at my home. And hi, Loopy. Hi, Donna. And I made a little lunch for us, and we were eating lunch, and then she needed a prescription, so I thought, well, I'll call it in and have it transferred over to our pharmacy that's close by. And all you people on Medicare, it was a rigmarole. It took 2 phone calls, but we got it. We got it over here. So, hi, Carol. Hi, Kathy. She is much better. Still, has a long journey, but she is moving. She's up chatting with some friends that she hasn't. She's updating her friends, so she's up on the phone, and she'll be staying with us for a couple weeks while we all just make sure she's doing good. So today's project is so much fun. I did want to remind you about starting at midnight tonight. They're calling it the Online Extravaganza. And most everything in the annual catalog is 10% off. So I need to look at the list a little bit more carefully because I think I'm going to get that new die cutting machine with my demonstrator discount and then an extra 10% if they're going to allow that. I didn't see it at first glance, but so I may be showing you that when I get it, if I get it. Anyway, starting at midnight tonight and all day tomorrow, 10% off most everything in the annual catalog. There is a list. It's not really lengthy, and it's just stuff that's probably not they don't have a big inventory supply of. There's some markers and some things like that. But a lot of everything else, stamps and inks and things. So take a look at that. I will put something on Facebook this afternoon or this evening just to remind you about that. But if you go to okay, I figured, Carol, that they wouldn't give us an extra discount on that. Oh, darn. I didn't think I saw it on there. Hi, Candy. Kathy, she hasn't really had problems, but I guess there was a situation that if you have a certain Medicare card, they won't transfer prescription. She didn't have that Medicare card. She has Medicare Part D, not Part B, or this prescription was on Part D, not Part B. I think you have to be a rocket scientist to figure it all out. But we got it all figured out, and they were able to transfer it. And it was just one of her main, just normal medicines. It wasn't anything major, but, red tape. Okay, so enough of my jibby jab. The projects we're going to make is, I'm going to get rid of this. You guys can't see it, but it's in my way. Is on page 10 of the Holiday Mini. If you do not have a Holiday Mini, I would love to send you one because I have some, and it is getting ready to expire on January 4th, I believe, is when the new spring catalog comes live, and you guys will be receiving that if you are a customer of mine and have ordered from me. You will be sending that, and I believe Stampin' Up! Will start shipping those on December 8th or 10th, one of those days. So we're going to be using this Heartwarming Hug Suite. I ordered this suite, and I had to do something with it. It is kind of fun. I'm going to leave that open so we can kind of look at it. But I went ahead and made one of the little coffee cups. I wanted to see what they're like. And I didn't grab one of the cups so you guys could see what it looks like unembellished. Sorry about that. These are bigger than, I have made little coffee favor cups with just a little tiny one. So these are like 8 or 9 ounces. So they're really good size. They'll hold a lot of stuff. They are food safe and they would hold a hot beverage. You get 8 in a package and they're $7.50. So about a little less than $1 a cup. I'll put that sideways like that. Maybe put a little. They have some great tags in this suite that I like with the stamp set. So today we're using the warm hugs. There is another stamp set wrapped in Christmas that you can use some of the dies for as well. And there's a few more sentiments that are really pretty. But we're going to use the warm hugs. And then I'm using the coordinating dies, the warm wraps dies. And I'm sorry I didn't get a sample sheet of all the dies. And I've been playing with these. So they're kind of a mess. They're a jumbled mess. But we'll be going through those as we go. I liked the little cup images, the little snowflake images. If you subscribe to my 12 Days of Christmas, tomorrow's project is going to have some of these things in it, so it'll be fun. What I did, the die set does not come with a die to cover your cup, so I wanted to cover my cup because I didn't want it to be completely white. So I made a template. I sacrificed one of my cups. And I made a template to cover the cup. And where is my template? Template. I will share that with you all, the template, on my blog. So if you print it out full size, you'll be able to, here it is, you'll be able to cut your own out and you won't have to sacrifice a cup like I did. I just tore it apart and then traced around it to see what size I needed it to be. So here's my little template. I cut it out on just some cheap cardstock. And then I went to the opposite side. This is the side I want to have on my cup showing. It's 4 1/4 by 10 inches. So I went on the opposite side so you wouldn't see my pencil marks. I just traced around it. And I know this is going to be mundane for you all to watch me, but I'm going to cut it out in front of you. Did you all have a good weekend? The weather here has been really crummy. I think yesterday the sun was shining, which was good because my mom was discharged and, you know, we had to run up to her place and get her some things from home and all that. So it was nice that we had a good day yesterday, but the day before was cold and rainy, and today is cold and rainy. So it's a good day to stay in and craft, right? Okay. So that's all I did to cover the cup. And I found it was easier. I like to use liquid glue. Y'all know that. I'm going to just put some glue on one of the ends here. And then I found it was easier just to put glue on my cup as I went along. You're putting up Christmas stuff today? I think tonight, if I have enough energy, I'm going to put up my Christmas tree. Your doctor prescribes you a hot tub? They can do that? Wow. I probably imagine a gym membership because I think my mom's pays for like a silver sneakers type thing where she can, it pays for a gym membership. So if the gym had a hot tub, but I don't know. I don't know if she'd get a hot tub. I was going to host Thanksgiving and have my kids and grandkids over, but with COVID and my mom being sick and just out of the hospital, I don't think she needs to be around all those people. So we kind of redirected, and my son is hosting over at his house. So I haven't been in a real hurry to do anything house-wise. Plus, my spare time has been spent kind of at the hospital or talking to doctors or figuring things out. So I kind of am glad I have that burden lifted off me right now. I kind of lifted it off myself. My mom doesn't need to be around a lot of people right now. So we'll get her a plate of food and it'll be fine. We're just glad she's home. Okay, if you noticed, I probably got a little cray-cray with my cutting here. If there's any paper that's kind of, I probably didn't tuck it under the seal as big, you can just take your scissors and trim any extra, if there's any extra on the bottom. Isn't that cute already? So that's how I covered it. I used the template, and I will put this on my blog, and it probably won't be till this evening because we have to go run to do something else with Mom after this. But I'll get it up there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is make this cute little, I don't know what you would call those. Do you guys know those mug holder things? Sleeves, cup sleeve. That's probably what you call it. And I'm going to take a piece of 4" by 5" designer series paper, spit it out, and then it comes with these cute little dies to make the cup sleeve. And then these, you can choose to use these or not. I did. I don't know if you can see the little white showing through. So I chose to use these. There's also one that kind of, I wonder if the picture in the catalog shows. Not really. Doesn't show very well, but there's one you can also choose. They kind of look like little, I'm trying to pull it off. Kind of look like little coffee beans. I don't know if that's what they're supposed to be. But these fit just inside these nice little dies. There's a longer one to put at the top and a shorter one put at the bottom. And there's even these little hashtags to line up. Isn't that cool? I would use my magnetic plate on my die cutting machine, or I would use some washi probably, because you wouldn't want them to shift. But there you go. I keep wanting to put that one upside down. Just like that. So you run it through your die cutting machine, and you end up with, let me move this over. You end up with these two pieces. And then I added the little scalloped things because I just thought those were so cute. So you get two of these, and I had to run these through twice. And I took a 3" by 4.5" piece of Whisper White cardstock, and it was big enough to cut. There's a long one and a short one. It was big enough to cut four, one of each, two of each. Sorry, so for a total of four. Oh, Chris, you got this set? It is so cute, right? So I ended up with the four little scallops, and they're stitched. They're so adorable. I think they would make cute little collars on something. These could be used for a lot of things besides what they were intended for. So keep that in mind too. Okay, so I want the white to show through my little things, but I found it was easier if I connected my sleeve pieces. I keep calling them things. So this tab goes right here, and we're going to connect the two. It's kind of like a little choo-choo train track. Just butts up against each other. And then we're going to place our scallops behind there with adhesive. So what I did to do that, I just put a tiny bead right under those little peekaboo holes. I have my notifications turned off, so I don't know why my phone keeps, or my watch keeps dinging. It's probably telling me to stand up. Do you guys have one of your, does your watch tell you to stand up? You've been sitting long enough? And then I'm going to hook this one up right next to it. Oops. Make sure you're putting it the right way. I'm going to turn it over because I want them to be the same height. Whoops. There we go. Now my hands are going to be sticky. And then I did the same thing down here with the smaller ones. Okay, that's the cup sleeve. I'm going to let that dry a minute, and then I'll show you how we're going to put it together. Then I took a piece of 2.5 by 2.5 inch Whisper White, and that's what we're going to stamp on. And the image I'm using, whoops, is the, maybe I did use a stamp, y'all. I did use a stamp from the other set, the Wrapped in Christmas. I liked this May Your Day Be Merry and Bright. I love that font and that sentiment, so I did use a stamp from that set. But you could have used one of these or one of these, or the So Very, and it would have worked just as fine. And I'm using Real Red ink because I'm pulling the color out of the Designer Series paper. And then I'm cutting that out with this cute little, is it an octagonal die? That little die. And I already did it. But we might have to cut it out again because now I can't find it. Here it is. So I cut that out with that die. Then I took a piece of 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch Mossy Meadow, and I also took that out of the Designer Series paper, and I cut the little stitched, don't look at my fingernails, die. And then I also used, I love the 2 little embossing folders. These are the Wrapped in Texture embossing folders. And I used the one that kind of looks like you would have on a coffee sleeve. You know, they're kind of textured. I like this one too. But I ran some Mossy Meadow through that. Actually, no, some Cherry Cobbler. And then I cut a scallop circle out of it, so it's a little textured to make up my tag. And to put the tag together, I used the Stampin' Dimensionals. It looks like on everything. So we got a lot of texture, and we got a lot of color, and we got a lot of going on. So there's our little tag that's going to go on the front. We're almost done. Okay, here's our coffee sleeve. And I took my bone folder and just kind of gently curled it just to kind of get it in a round, or you could use your hand a little bit. I don't want to tear it apart, but I want to kind of get it, I want to get it in the mood to go around that cup. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a curl. Okay, and then I'm going to put some adhesive here. I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue. You want to use something strong, like a Stampin' Seal Plus or something that is going to really hold it. Hold that for a minute while it grabs onto each other. And that's your cup sleeve. And I found this one, let's see if it works on this one. It really, they stay on. You don't really have to do anything. It's a really tight, snug feel. I guess if you were worried, you could put a little adhesive on it, but they just stay on once you kind of slide it down onto the cup. It's a really tight fit. So I put one of the seams here at the back with that seam, and then I put one in the front we're going to put our tag on. And I did put that on with Stampin' Dimensionals too. Okay, so that's it, and you put your treats in, and then they come with the little lids. Like I said, they're food safe, so I think you could probably drink out of them if you wanted to put something in there, a beverage. And then I took some of the ribbon that matches the suite. It is called Diagonal Striped Ribbon. I think it's really pretty. And I just put it around the cup. This is the hardest part. You know me and bows. Maybe I'll get one of those for Christmas. I doubt it. But I could tell Santa to order me one from their favorite demonstrator. One of those die cutting machines. I've just really been holding off. I would like one, but I was just thinking, man, if I could get that extra 10% on that. But Carol rained on my parade. She pays more attention to the things than I do. Okay, then I also took, because I got to use it all, the glitter star ornaments. These are also part of this suite, the Heartwarming Hug Suite. These would be cute for tags. They're really lightweight. Really pretty. These are $8 for 12 stars. They would be really cute for if you're doing some Christmas tags, Christmas cards, just a little extra ordinary little embellishment. Okay, y'all. Let me figure out how I did this. I want to make sure that I'm going to do this. Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. It would be easier if I could tie the star on afterwards, but it is already tied and I don't want to mess with that. This is how I did my other one. I took my tweezers. Oh, Loopy, maybe you're talking about Kathy's hot tub. Yeah, maybe you'll get a hot tub for Christmas. That would be nice. How are you all doing your Christmas shopping this year? Do you find like you're going out and, do you do a lot of Christmas shopping anyway? I have mainly been doing online shopping just because I am not a shopper. I don't really like to shop. And kids are easy to buy for online, but I would like to do some small business shopping and support those people that this COVID has really played a number on. So I do have a list of stores that I might, that I'm going to check out. For the adults in my life, but I was wondering, you're giving cash, Carol? That's always a good choice. Anybody else? Do you have a long list, or you just I prefer for my people by my little grandchildren and their parents help me because they're not really of an age they want everything, right, when they're below 7. I prefer a larger dollar item. I prefer less. I'll spend the same amount, but I prefer just maybe like one larger item that, I don't know. I just don't like a lot of junk. I'd rather do something like that. Yeah, you're getting baby stuff. Of course you are, Kathy. You're joining the club. You're joining the grandma club. Or what are they going to call you, Kathy? You know yet? Sometimes they just figure it out as they go. Mine call me grandma. I didn't care what they called me. As long as they called me, right? Your grandkids are 14, 13, 11, so they love cash. Yes, I can imagine that's a great age to give cash because they can put it towards what they want. That's awesome. My mom gives cash to everybody. Okay, ladies, that is the project. It looks like this lid is falling off, or this lid. Could be my paper because it's striped and it's... Wouldn't that be fun to stick some things in? You could put cash in these. You could roll up a lot of cash in these. I wonder if a gift card would fit in. Let me grab an empty cup. Yes, it do. There's an empty gift card in there. So they made them big enough. Those little ones, you couldn't do that. So they were thinking. I bet they knew what they were doing when they thought of that. Love the cups. They're so fun. They're pretty easy too, right? Okay, cash and some candy. Like I said, I'll have everything up on the blog, all the measurements and everything, and I'll have that little template to cover the cup. That was one thing I thought, why didn't you include something to a die to cover the cup? But that would have increased the price, and also it would have to be a pretty big die. So that is probably another reason. Where is that template? Yeah, that's probably another reason. Packaging and how big it would have to be. So we figured it out on ourselves, didn't we? You know, if you get a cup from Starbucks, you can do the same thing, because I've done that before. I've just cut the cup apart and then made a template to cover it, and you can, you know, if you can talk your barista into an empty cup, or get 2 coffees and rinse one out, you could do that as well. So that's how I made the template. So that's an idea for you too. Alrighty. You all have a great day. I will see you Wednesday for coffee and a card. And don't forget the 10% off sale tomorrow. That's all. That's all I got. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.